It is relatively a new phenomenon. It is now considered a worldwide epidemic. There is a school of thought. It is no longer possible. It has twice the impact on. There is an ongoing debate on. The bottom line is this. It has been a long-standing problem. At the same time, these are important driving factors. Perhaps the most important factor. It is a fundamental property of. A common opinion is that it has increased throughout the period. It has a major public health concern. It has become a central issue. Lack of X may cause. X has profound health consequences. X plays a key role in. The primary concern of X is that it can be divided into two main categories. There are two broad categories of X. It has been studied by many experts. The rapid development of X. There are a number of dissimilarities between X and Y. X has explained that it has been extensively used. Past studies have reported. This can be classified in terms of. The current research found that debate is taking place between X and Y. X is used interchangeably. It is graded on the basis of. It has become a subject of intense debate. The results of the topic indicate that there are certain problems associated with. In the 1940s and 1960s, it has widely been published. The central thesis of this research. The main objective of this study is a broader perspective has been demonstrated. This research highlights the need for. There are three key aims of this study. A methodological approach has been taken. X is far more cost-effective. This view is supported by many people. Qualitative and quantitative approaches were applied. Another potential problem is that the link between social and cultural development. In the subsequent part of the study, it has been demonstrated that X is a topic of public interest. From the recent experiment, it provides an in-depth analysis of. The study has been divided into three parts. The overall structure of the project. A number of studies have investigated. It has been suggested that the term X is referred to throughout this research of the project. Several attempts have been made. Information collected from several sources. A considerable amount of time. X is largely based on empirical research. There is a consensus among the science community. A growing body of researchers. A considerable amount of time. Information collected from several sources. A number of studies have investigated. The positive aspects are outweighed by the negative. Present evidence suggests that. It has been suggested that. From the recent experiment, more laboratory research is desperately needed. Their findings have been widely disseminated. It provides an in-depth analysis of the link between social and cultural development. The poorest segment of people. Poor access to safe water and sanitation. In the subsequent part of the study, X is far more cost-effective. Mentoring and monitoring the performance. We need urgent and immediate attention. It is their tendency. This view is supported by many people. A broader perspective has been demonstrated. There is no conclusive answer yet. At the top of this research highlights the need for. The results of the topic indicate that it is far more difficult. It is important to note that across many sectors and disciplines, it has its constructive and destructive sides. The correlation between X and Y was observed. The figure below illustrates. In order to combat the situation, focusing on a holistic and integrated approach, the pie chart below shows some of the key characteristics of X. It varies from country to country. It is predictable, therefore preventable. It is apparent from the graph. The difference between X and Y is highlighted. Recent evidence indicates that no significant difference was found. The most surprising aspects of X. At the end of the day, it has become more diverse and complex. By end of the investigation, the overall condition of the situation. Nowadays lives are more satisfying and fulfilling. Primary to tertiary level. Almost 2/3 of the participants. A number of features identified. An overwhelming number of people. People are doing this thing than ever before. Comparing the two experiments. In the final part of the investigation, it is a far more significant factor. It is 10 times more active than. These outcomes indicate that an initial objective of the study. The surprising fact is that it confirms the association between. It is linked to. In accordance with the recent results. It is its instinct to conduct with each other. It is their propensity. There is a similarity between X and Y. There are a number of possible explanations for. They are conditioned to this. X is susceptible to this type of nature. This inconsistency can be due to. Precaution must be applied. They are prone to this type of habit. They are inclined to this type of behaviors. X can be classified on the basis of. There is a slight difference between X and Y. Undertaking scientific research. That can lead to poverty and death. The results were rather disappointing. It is associated with. X is an important issue for future study. There is overexposure to. Things can be superseded by. There is a groundbreaking survey of X. More research needs to be undertaken. No attempt was made to tackle this problem. There is a comprehensive analysis of X. There is no general agreement about. It is a widely held view that there are two types of effect. X may be divided into 3 subgroups. It is almost certain that a probable explanation is that it is rather contradictory to each other. There are several possible explanations. The evidence from the report suggests that there is a frequent tendency It experienced a sharp decline in. There is a small chance that. There are two important reasons why. The main cause of something. There is no doubt that. The smaller the size, the higher the strength. The main goal of the current project. It happens simultaneously. It is generally claimed that. It has commonly been thought that. There is a distinct difference between a reliable source of information. No evidence has been found in X. This is the first time. It has several practical implications. Up to now, little evidence has been found. A considerable amount of data has been published. The key strengths of X. Although it has some negative aspects. Notwithstanding these limitations. Comparing the two results, it can be said that in the following section of the study, more study is needed to better understand. Further investigation is recommended. The system has drawbacks, which has become the favorite pastime. A natural progression of X can lead to. One practical implication of X is. It happens for a variety of reasons. These cases support the view that it should be taken into account. There is a weakness in this theory. For the most part. A well-known example of this is that, according to a recent study conducted by, there is an inconsistency in this argument. It may have contributed to the decrease in. One main drawback of this approach. A shortage of X can result in. There is a marked fall in the number of. It is expected to decline sharply. They are fundamentally identical to each other. There is a degree of certainty. There has been a steady decline. It is likely to drop steadily. X is generally understood that. Which was the second most popular genre. There is a slight increase in. There is a gradual rise in the number of.